Hey friends, it's Liz, the official craft nerd, and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to work on a couple of Shabby Chic projects that I am super excited to share with you. For this first one, I am using this wooden crate that I picked up from Dollar Tree. This was in their section that, items were a little bit more than $1, so it was $3, I believe, for this. And then I'm going to use some of these little wooden dowel pieces and knob ends and everything. And these, if you guys have seen some of my previous videos, I had like a whole mess of these wooden pieces that I picked up from, I believe, Goodwill a long time ago. And so I'm finally getting to use them and I'm really excited. So we're making legs here, and as you see, I'm just going to use a little bit of wood glue and some hot glue to reinforce so that my legs are strong and sturdy. And then we are going to place them on the bottom of our wooden box. Once those legs are secure, we're going to go ahead and flip this over and begin painting. I'm going to use Waverly chalk paint in plaster, which is probably one of my favorite colors by them. And as you can tell, we're just going to speed right along with this painting because, we all know how to paint, you guys. Now, this wood, I will say, sucks up the paint fairly quickly. So if you want it to be super bright white, you are going to have to do multiple coats. I do paint the bottom and the legs as well on this. Again, it would be something that's up to your preference and if you wanted to do that or not. But I wanted this whole entire piece to be painted except for the inside. Now, I am going to be using these little die cut frames. They are from AB Studios. I picked them up off Etsy and I just loved how these looked. I feel like these are going to give us a great 3D texture effect on our outside of our crate to basically just give it more of that shabby chic look that we all know and love. Now I do want to use some of this. Now this is a gold metallic crackle glue. It goes on basically like a paint, and the whole concept of it is going to give that crackle effect once it's dried. And it actually does do that. It's maybe a little bit hard to see on this video, but once it dries up, you can, if you can see there, it does give it this textured look. And I thought it was really neat and definitely something new that I've been wanting to try. So what I'm doing now is placing this piece on the side of my crate here, just getting it lined up just right, and then we are going to glue it down. Okay, and if you guys know me, you already know I'm going to bust out one of these silicone molds and we're going to do something with those. I really like this little cherub. I feel like it works perfectly for this time of year that we're all starting to craft for, getting ready for Valentine's. And what is sweeter and more loving than a little cupid here? So I am going to just use hot glue this time. I'll either alternate between hot glue or clay, and this time around I wanted to make this quick and easy, so I went with the glue. Now once it is dried, you can just easily pop this guy right out, and voila, you have an instant little mold that you can add to your projects that give you, just that little extra something that you would want for your shabby chic. Now, and he's super adorable. I love this mold. It's one of my favorites. Now, yes, we are going to glue the glue onto the crate. I always love saying that, but that's what we're doing here, y'all. And then once he's down and secure, we're going to go ahead and paint. But I lied. We're getting ahead of ourselves here. I'm actually going to put some of this texture grit paste down This is from, I believe this is with the Tim Holtz line. It's a texture grit paste. It's a distress grit paste. I use this quite often. If you don't have this, don't worry. You can always use maybe like that caulking material that you can pick up at Dollar Tree or any hardware store, just to add just a little bit of extra, you know, I guess texture would be the word I'm looking for here. And even that, you can make it your own with just flour and water, simple, or even flour and glue, I think. Like, there's so many different ways to get texture, you guys. So don't feel like you have to have the same exact products that I use to get these same effects. Play around with it, see what you can come up with. There's always different ways to do the same thing. So now, again, still ahead of myself, before we start painting, I decided to take those pearls that I love, those heft pearls, and we're just going to add a couple to the corners of the front of this crate just to give it just a little bit more extra oomph. And then we will go ahead and get started on the painting. Now, as you can tell, I did go with that pink that I love to use so much. And I believe this is like antique rose. I believe that's what it is. It's antique rose. I'll have to look again, but it is probably one of my favorite with the folk art line. It is definitely a great pink that I love to use with any of my Shabby Chic projects. And we're just dabbing it over the entire center of this piece. Now, I'm getting it on all the grit. I'm getting it on the little cupid there. And we're just going to completely cover it with this pink. Now, because I like to torture myself with projects sometimes and, do a little bit too much extra, I ended up doing that with this. And I took the tiny little half beads that I have, and I decided to go all the way around the center, gluing these down. And now it just depends, if you have the patience for that. It really wasn't too hard once I got the gist of how to pick them up quickly enough to get them down and before the glue dried. But it is a little bit tedious. So not something I recommend for everybody, but I just had to do it. I had to add some extra to it. And then when that was all said and done, I'm taking some more of that pink paint and I just have it dry brushing on the corners. We're just going to distress the crate and the whole bin itself with this pink color. And this is what the final piece looked like. I just style it with adding flowers to the center of it. I think it makes a beautiful table piece or desk piece. Very simple, very, very shabby chic, and I absolutely love this. You have to tell me what you think about this one down below. Okay, for this next project, I'm using 2 picture frames, and I'm going to paint them both. I want to paint them both with the same color that I've been using, which is the plaster. These particular frames took about 2 coats each, so that way that they were both nice and white. Now I'm going to use these cute Cupid rice paper decoupage images. And I picked these up from Etsy. I love using these things for projects. They're super easy to use, very light, very blendable, I guess would be the word to use. So we're going to use those 2 bottom ones. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to still use the glass from the frame. Instead of just using it as a coverage of the picture, we're actually going to use it as part of the project. So I'm taking just some of this, what do you call this tape, y'all? Washi tape, but it's like a larger, wider washi, and it's got this beautiful vintage postage floral design to it. And I'm just going to cover up both pieces of the glass with the tape, and then I'm going to add a layer of decoupage just to kind of seal it in. It's also going to be used to hold down my piece for the rice paper, my little cherub, my little cupid or whatever, and we're going to place it right in the center on both of those, and then add another layer of decoupage. Now, easy peasy, I'm just going to, sand off a little bit of the paint on my frames just to kind of age it up a little bit, and then we're going to place the pictures back into the frame just as they came. So already these are a super cute, easy Valentine's or just a simple shabby chic idea that you can use for any area of your home. If you want this for your bedroom or for your living room or however or wherever you choose to design or decorate this way. Now I am adding just some random pieces of antique or vintage fabrics that I pick up also from Etsy. I love finding little places that sell these things. It's fabulous. And these are just little scrap pieces of fabric. And I'm going to take some of these little decals, these little the little pearl embellishments that I've picked up, and I've used these many times, but I picked these up from Amazon, and we are going to just add it to the center of our little, fabric piece there in the corner, just to add a little bit of extra to it, you guys. And that is all there is to this one. Again, super easy, super affordable to do, and I absolutely love all these projects together. Again, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're new, I hope you stick around, subscribe, hit that like button, leave me a comment. And for my friends and family that continue to join me every single week, thank you guys so much. I love y'all. And yeah, stay tuned for more. We have more things coming up, more ideas, more projects. And until next time, you guys, stay safe. Love y'all. Bye.